What's going on? Average Tech Guy here, and today we are back. More tech, more reviews, and this time we got a good one for you. So I've used Yeti products before, and I have their robot vacuum stations and everything, right? But today I got a brand new one in. This one is from EcoVac. Now this is the DEEBOT T20 Omni. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So we're just gonna call it the T20. But this device has its own mopping station, its own vacuuming station, it's self-emptying, and it actually cleans itself with hot water. So let's talk. Okay, so this is a new generation of robot vacuums that basically are doing everything from cleaning your corners of your rooms to mopping to cleaning itself with hot water up to 132 degrees Fahrenheit, may I add, and self-emptying. And you basically only have to service this thing like once a month. So I'm introducing you to the DEEBOT T20 Omni. Yeah, that's a mouthful like I mentioned before, but this is a big device. This thing is expansive. It does a lot of different things. So that is what we're here to talk about today. So the first thing I really want to get out of the way is everything that you are going to get in the box with this whole setup, because I think that's probably one of the most important things that you want to know. So when you first take this out of the box, and it is a rather large box that you are going to get in, and when you get it open, this is what you're going to have. You're going to be greeted with the vacuum itself, which has a lot of different pieces to it, and we'll talk about that at a later date. Also, you're going to have the Omni Station. Now, the Omni Station is going to be where your water is going to be held, water such as clean water as well as dirty water. All that's going to be in there. Also, your Omni Station houses your vacuum bag. So whenever you like mop and clean and vacuum, all the dust and dirt that it sucks out of there, yeah, goes into this little pouch and is held in there. And like I said, you only have to clean this pouch or empty it probably like once a month or so. So they give you all your instructions on the inside. Don't worry, they tell you everything that you need. Now, the key to this Omni Station is the water, which we'll visit at another time. We're gonna circle back, but let's talk about what else comes in this packaging. You're gonna get the dual brushes. You're gonna get the mop pads, which you just kind of snap onto the bottom. You're gonna get the power cable. You get an extra brush to actually clean out your station with, making sure you keep it nice and tidy. You get a quick start guide, and of course you get the instruction manual. So that is everything that you are going to get in the packaging when you get this device. Now, as far as using this device, first thing I really like to talk about is the different modes, because this machine has 4 separate modes. Now, you can either choose to just vacuum, and it's automatic that you want to vacuum first time you are mapping your home. Just vacuum. Don't put the mop pads on, and their instructions actually say do not put the mop pads on when you are mapping the home. So map your home, vacuum mode only. That's what you're gonna do. Then there is a vacuum mop mode. There's a mop mode, and then there's also a vacuum first and then mop mode. So 4 different modes total. In my house, I have a combination of carpet as well as hardwood downstairs. So I'm always choosing that vacuum mop mode. Now, you may be asking me, how does the machine tell what is carpet and what is hardwood? And how does it not get my carpet wet? That is a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. The way that it does that is every time this mop or this vacuum senses it's about to go over carpet, it pulls the mops up. So 9mm raise, that's gonna allow you to get those wet mop pads up out of the way of the carpet, so that whenever your carpet is getting vacuumed, it's not getting wet at the same time. And that is an awesome feature. And the fact that this machine can tell the difference between carpet and hardwood floor, you really can't, I mean, you can't beat it. And that is one of the best things about having a smart robot. When you get into a certain tier of smart robot, They do all kinds of things that we probably wouldn't think they could, but this one senses the difference between hardwood and carpet and doesn't get your carpet wet with that 9mm raise on the mop pads. And while we're talking about mop pads, one of the biggest things that I hate is smelly water, right? That old mop water smell. Well, you will not get that with this machine because it cleans itself at like 132 degrees Fahrenheit. So that water is going to clean those mop pads, and every time they come back out of that machine, they're going to be clean and pristine and not have to worry about oils and dust and dirt and grime being stuck to them. So the auto washing feature is awesome. And the cleaning mechanisms aren't like extremely loud. You can put it in a quiet mode so that when it is cleaning, you won't just hear it being all loud and crazy and stuff. So that's one thing that I really like about this, and that's one of the best features, that it has quiet modes so that if you don't want to hear it running around your house, you really don't have to. And this hot water washing feature is one of the first in the industry. This is something that EcoVac has pretty much in the bag, and they're doing it like nobody else is. So now that we talk more about the mopping side, let's talk about the vacuum side just a little bit. This vacuum has a 4-stage cleaning system. Now it has industry-leading dual brushes that are going to be great for spot area cleaning. They spin at a high rate, and they actually have 4 different modes which you can set up in the application. We'll talk about that in just a little while because I love the way the app is set up. And these brushes are going to get everything up from dust to dirt to crumbs to pet hair. So everything that you can pretty much waste on the floor, these brushes are going to sweep it up. And then it also has the brand new rubberized brush on the inside. And if you're familiar with these robot vacuum cleaners, they typically have like bristle brushes under here, but the rubberized brush really comes in handy because carpet, hair, all those things get caught in the bristles. Well, on the rubberized brush, you can kind of just take it off, just pull it off. It kind of just comes off with no issues. So one of the biggest things, and I really haven't had a whole lot of carpet, dust, dirt, or hair to get wrapped around there, so I really can't complain. And this thing has 6,000 pascals of suction pressure. Now, if you are familiar with Dyson handhelds or Dyson like upright vacuum cleaners, I've had one for like 8 years. Probably the best vacuum cleaner I've ever had. Suction pressure is awesome on that. This tiny machine has the exact same suction pressure, if not more, than some of those Dyson like big vacuum cleaners. So it's gonna get everything up. And like I said, we're gonna get to it, but I just can't say enough. The application gives you 4 separate suction methods. And it has Osmo Turbo 2.0. Now this goes for the mop pads. It's gonna actually help them to turn and spin harder and faster, so it's gonna clean your floor a lot better. So dust, dirt, and grime, and grit, and grease, and whatever your dog brings in the house or your kids track in the house, those things are gonna be scrubbed via that Turbo 2.0 mopping system, and it's gonna get everything up lickety split. And of course, you've heard me say this a couple of times already, but the deep edge cleaning. This thing is gonna go into those corners. It's gonna hang out for just a minute. It's gonna make sure, because really corners are where dust and dirt just kind of accumulate, and it's hard for a normal robot vac to go in that corner and get it. Well, this is gonna go in the corner. The dual brushes on it go in and they reach, they get everything out, and the suction pressure pulls it all in. So you really don't have to worry about going in and cleaning those corners any extra. It's gonna do everything for you. And then the last 2 things that I really wanna mention is obstacle avoidance. It doesn't go around banging into everything. It's gonna notice obstacles and it'll kind of hang out and slow itself down, go around them, or either slow itself down, turn around and go back the opposite way. And then the application. Well, before we get to the application, let's talk about voice assistance. It's called Yeeko. Now, in your application, it actually will go in and talk more about the voice assistance and how you can control it and different things you can say. But to wake it up, you say, "Okay, Yeeko."
I'm here.
She answered. I'm pretty sure you heard her answer. Volume up.
Okay, the volume is adjusted.
Okay, Yeeko.
I'm here.
Volume max.
Okay, the volume is set to the maximum.
Okay, so as you can see, that does work. Everything does work. You can hear it in the background talking back to me, letting me know. And your Yeeko can actually be given commands such as start, pause, stop, go home, vacuum under, vacuum this way, like anything that you can think of. So it does respond to voice commands, and it does everything that you ask it to do when you ask it to do it. I haven't really had an issue with it yet. Just remember, say okay before you say that word, and then it does everything that you need. And then last but not least, the application. So very easy, so very intuitive. They give you a QR code to scan when you first get your device. And I actually have the app downloaded right here on my iPhone. And just going through it, it's going to help you to navigate, monitor, and check up on your device. And it actually goes through different settings of suction power. Now you can set this any way that you want. Okay, so once you open up your application, you get a map. So once you pre-map your home, like I said, that's the first thing you're gonna do. No mop pads on. You map your home out. It's gonna actually set up different living spaces, such as your living room, your dining room, your office areas, your downstairs bedroom, things like that. And that's just what I have in my home. And then the kitchen. So once you get all that mapped out, you actually see it on your phone's display. And then after you do that, you can go into your cleaning preferences, and it will show you, like, if you want to clean once, if you want to clean twice, if you want to have standard pressure, quiet, strong, maximum. It's going to go through all those different speeds. And that's, like I said, it can be quiet. It can be like really, not really loud, but you'll know it's here. So basically when I'm using the max pressure, I'm not home. I'm running this while I'm at work so that it cleans my home. And when I get home, everything is nice and clean. And once again, you can set this to vacuum only, to mop only, to vacuum and mop, and vacuum after mopping. So you have those 4 different options of settings for your vacuum mop, and you actually have those 4 different settings for your suction pressure or your suction speed on this device. And when you get ready for it to go back, you can press the button. It will actually start its way back to the station. And once it hits back home, it is going to just start charging. It'll let you know when it is charging, so you really don't have to worry about it. And you can actually see it on your device as well. So very intuitive, one of the first on the market to incorporate the hot water washing system. I really enjoy that. Like, I don't have to mop my floor. That's big. I don't have to mop. I don't have to worry about my carpet being wet from the mop pads on there with the 9mm raise. It has a smart voice assistant built right into it, so I can talk directly to this machine itself. It can also be set up through your smart apps like Alexa, so you can talk to it as well. I mean, it's just a plethora of smart things. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out. And if you live in Georgia, remember, it's fall, it's dust and dander and pollen and all that stuff out right now. Keep your house clean with DEEBOT T20. Until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.